I see. So you were raised by your father. Actually, last week, a young man from a single-father household caused an incident. It triggered a flashback for a moment. No way. Are you Superintendent General Sato? My name is Keiichi Sato. Today is the formal meeting between my family and Mirei's family to celebrate our upcoming marriage. Huh? My mother? She actually passed away from an illness when I was 2 years old. I see. So you were raised by your father.
What's wrong?
Actually, last week, a young man from a single-father household caused an incident. It triggered a flashback for a moment.
Oh, I see. Speaking of which, I heard one of my junior detectives recently arrested someone from a similar background. Really?
Keiichi, let's go home.
What?
Keiichi, there's someone better suited for you. I'm sure of it. Please trust me.
Okay, Dad.
What?
I'm sorry, but we'll have to call off this engagement. We'll compensate for any inconvenience, including paying damages. Why on earth? That's incredibly rude.
You're the one being rude, Superintendent Fujikawa. Now, if you'll excuse me.
How did you know I'm a superintendent? Did you research me beforehand?
No. You'll find out soon enough.
The announcement of the appointment is next week, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Next week? No, it can't be.
What's going on?
No way. Are you Superintendent General Sato?
Took you long enough to realize.
The Superintendent General. I did hear your last name was Sato, but no way.
I'm terribly sorry. I was so rude.
I see. So you knew it was rude and said it anyway. That's even worse.
Wait a second. Are you serious? You're really the Superintendent General?
My father worked in public security, so he wasn't often in the public eye. Even within the police force, not many knew him.
That's right. Now that I'm stepping into a more visible position, I'm quite nervous.
So you're really the Superintendent General? If you're the Superintendent General's son, then you must be an outstanding person.
I don't really understand this attitude that just because I'm the Superintendent General, you think differently of me. Is that how you normally view detectives from Division 2, Suzue? It seems Division 2 needs some serious reform.
Ugh.
Ah, yes. I should take this opportunity to say something. Superintendent Fujikawa, congratulations on your honorable retirement. Thank you for your service.
What? You're retiring?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think there's any reason my husband has to retire. So why?
Oh? I imagined you were greatly respected at home, aren't you?
At home?
Yoshizumi made a serious mistake during an investigation. Just like what Keiichi experienced earlier, he wrongfully accused an innocent person and conducted a forceful investigation. Eventually, it was discovered that someone else was the real culprit. And to make matters worse, Yoshizumi sent a team member to apologize, instead of doing it himself. That completely destroyed all trust in him.
You really did that, Dad?
How rude. You're exaggerating the story too much.
Exaggerating? I wonder about that. Before the incident, you were already making frequent minor mistakes during investigations, and had lost trust within the station, hadn't you? Suzue, if you can't believe it, perhaps you should honestly ask everyone at the station yourself.
Such a thing.
I'm not leaving simply because I felt uncomfortable with your remarks. Yoshizumi, it's your carelessness, your habit of jumping to conclusions, and the fact that you haven't even tried to correct these flaws despite your upcoming retirement. That's what truly angers me.
I sincerely apologize. I promise, I'll correct my behavior from now on.
By the way, have you decided what you're going to do after your retirement?
About that, I'll be taking a position as a special advisor at Doki Doki Corp.
Doki Doki Corp? The consulting firm?
Yes, the president of Doki Doki Corp, Mr. Yamakai, was a classmate of mine in college. He asked me to use my experience as superintendent to help identify issues within the company and monitor employee conduct.
Wow, that's a wonderful position. I'm sure you'll do great.
Doki Doki Corp?
What an incredible coincidence. Actually, I'm a manager at Doki Doki Corp.
What?
If you're going to be an advisor, then I guess that would make you under my position, wouldn't it? I'm looking forward to seeing your contributions, Yoshizumi. I see.
In that case, I'm glad I was able to be honest with you earlier.
Well then, I'll see you at Doki Doki Corp.
But please do your best.
Of course. After being humiliated by the Superintendent General, I'll make sure to get my revenge. And make that son regret it. And then time passed. Thank you, everyone. I've had to look through the materials. Could you remind me again, what's the key point this time?
Yes, Waka Waka Restaurant seems to be aiming to attract more overseas customers going forward. The nearby competitors don't seem to be putting much effort into this. So, I think now is the perfect opportunity.
As a strategy, we're considering not only revising the menu itself, but also how it's presented. Depending on culture, people have different dietary restrictions and preferences. So I'm thinking of proposing the idea of using tablets to let customers instantly see what ingredients are used in each dish.
I see. You've all created this strategy in line with the client's intentions, and I truly appreciate that. But one thing, based on what I've heard, I get the impression that in focusing too much on the client's wishes, you may be compromising on risk management, or on what makes the restaurant great to begin with. It's important to strike the right balance between innovation and preserving what already works. Now then, let's go over where I think there's room for improvement.
Yes, looking forward to it. Keiichi's meetings really are clear and calming.
What's with the sudden compliment? Flattery won't get you anything.
Aw, come on, give us something.
May I say something?
Mr. Kyuchi, what brings you here?
Yoshizumi is starting today as our new special advisor, so I thought he should introduce himself to your team.
I served 30 years at Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, and now I've taken on a role at Doki Doki Corp to apply my experience in a sort of internal audit position. Sorry to jump right in, but Noah, there was a mistake in the materials you submitted to the client the other day.
My apologies. You mean the data we sent to Tokimeki Cafe, right?
Yes. The data summarizing customer satisfaction with the new coffee was heavily biased. You only pulled reviews from regulars and left out feedback from new customers.
Yes, I know how hard you've been working on the coffee project, so when putting together the report, I ended up submitting only the favorable data. But before the client contacted us, we caught the issue, found the missing feedback from the new customers, compiled it, analyzed it, and resubmitted the data right away.
If an ad had been made based on the faulty data, it could have been considered false advertising. I believe it was Keiichi who noticed the mistake and pointed it out, prompting the quick correction, wasn't it?
Yes, thanks to Keiichi, I was able to fix it in time.
But Noah, if he hadn't noticed, would you have submitted it as is?
What?
Yoshizumi, I'm not sure what you're trying to get at, but this isn't a police station. Noah is clearly reflected on her actions, and I can vouch for the fact that she isn't the kind of person who would do something deceitful. A guarantee, huh? In any case, intentionally submitting false reports to clients and producing exaggerated advertisements could, in the worst case, be considered criminal behavior. I expect you to never do anything questionable like that again.
Understood.
If I may, I'd like to share one comment. A comment? Noah made that mistake while working under a different manager's team on a project I was also involved in. That team had a tendency to give instructions all at once in bulk, and often tried to force the client's vision into their own mold. But from what I saw, I don't think Noah's work was the problem. She was just trying too hard to accommodate the client's wishes. I see. So you're saying this mistake was more a misunderstanding? Yes, exactly. I've interviewed hundreds of people over the years, And if I were to rely on my instincts, I'd say his explanation seems a bit suspicious. Well, I suppose we'll know soon enough just by watching how things go. Now then.
I'm terribly sorry. My mistake caused all this trouble.
It's alright. To be honest, there's a bit of history between me and him. He hasn't exactly had the best opinion of me. I suppose I should go ahead and explain that too. After joining the company as a colleague, Yoshizumi continued to cast a suspicious eye on his coworkers. And then... May I have a moment? Sorry to interrupt the meeting. Again? Can't this wait until the meeting's over? Nope, it's important. I found another mistake in Noah's report.
Again?
Noah isn't the kind of person to repeatedly make errors in such a short span. Is that so? This is about the sales forecast submitted by Days Corp. The numbers seem overly optimistic. Mr. Kiyuchi also reviewed it, and pointed out that the estimates might be too generous. I'm sure there's more behind those numbers than you're assuming. Overly generous estimates can seriously affect funding or subsidy applications. If a company secures excessive funds under false pretenses, that's impossible. Noah isn't someone who would do that. Please leave.
Keiichi?
Noah doesn't seem to be denying any of this.
It's just... I can't talk about that right now.
I see. Even though you're being suspected.
Yes?
Understood. That's all I needed. Excuse me. Thanks for meeting me during work. Did you read the email I sent?
Yes. You said Keiichi's member is pulling some shady stuff, right? Smells fishy to me.
Really are an ace detective, Dad. Let's get someone from Days Corp to talk and catch them red-handed.
Yes. So you wanted to know whether we asked Noah to exaggerate the forecasts for our sales? Yes. Falsely obtaining subsidies is likely a criminal offense. I brought my wife, Suzue, from Division 2 to help with this.
Please be honest with us. If the application is corrected now, there won't be any trouble. But please, don't let something like this happen again.
I see. Noah is truly someone we can trust. What? Yes. The sales forecast Noah submitted might seem excessive at first glance, but that includes figures accounting for our new product launch, which hasn't been publicly announced yet. New product? Of course, Keiichi, Mr. Kiyuchi, and everyone involved were informed about it. The launch is scheduled for the day after tomorrow. I believe Noah remained silent, out of respect for the confidentiality until then. Even when being suspected, they chose to stay silent? Isn't that strange? Perhaps they simply couldn't trust the people asking the questions. Actually, we were worried people might misunderstand and think Noah made a mistake. So we sent over documentation on the new product to Doki Doki Corp this morning. You haven't seen that, have you? No, I haven't heard anything about that. What a shame. Jumping to conclusions without all the facts. It's because you presumed guilt from the start. You really haven't changed. What? Haven't changed? Mr. Iriyama, excuse me. I must apologize for his behavior. We've spoken to him before, but I'd never imagined he'd go this far. It's fine. We're willing to let this go. Noah has always worked so hard for us. Noah always looked us in the eye and listened to what we have to say. I've never met someone so earnest. I agree. Noah is someone we deeply trust and rely on.
Keiichi, Mr. Inuyama, thank you.
Besides, I don't think there are many people who can actually stop Yoshizumi once he gets going. It's just the way it is. You know who I am? Yes. 2 years ago, you suspected my wife of something. She was nearly arrested. I met you back then, too. But my hair was longer and I looked different. So I don't blame you for not remembering. I had no idea something like that had happened. I haven't forgotten. You treated your own suspicions as ultimate proof and pushed the investigation forward. The other officers tried to rein you in, saying, "Yoshizumi, that's enough." But you just wouldn't stop. So that's what happened. The situation really isn't any different from back then, is it?
What do you mean, this situation?
This isn't just about today. Even within your company, you're constantly giving people completely off-base evaluations. He claims it's intuition, but he relies on nothing else. This habit of his has been a persistent problem.
You've been doing that?
And this time, Yoshizumi brought you and Mireille, both police officers, into Days Corp, without a warrant. Carrying out a pseudo-investigation like this could easily qualify as an illegal search. What's worse, if it gets out that uniformed officers came here, it could seriously damage our reputation. We at Days Corp will not take issue with Doki Doki Corp as a whole, but we will not rule out filing a legal complaint against Mr. Yoshizumi as an individual. Is that clear? Yes, that's perfectly reasonable.
What? It's one thing if it's just you, but now I'm in trouble too. What are we going to do, Dad?
We'll discuss everything in the President's presence once we return to the office. Yes. Back at the office, the upper management was furious with Yoshizumi. He was immediately dismissed. Suzue and Mireille also resigned from the police force. Their past mishandlings of cases came to light, and they were sued by multiple people. The events were picked up by the media, and the family never again stepped into the public eye. It's said that they lived out the rest of their days regretting their actions. Meanwhile...
Thank you again for standing up for me the other day. It really meant a lot.
No need to thank me. I was just doing what any colleague should.
I really admire your honesty and integrity, Keiichi. I can't help it. I'm completely in love with you. Please, would you accept my feelings?
Noah? I love how seriously you take everything, even when it's a bit too serious. It's incredibly endearing. I wholeheartedly accept your feelings. Enjoyed the video?
And smash that like button and subscribe.